Hello, I'm Jacob Nordby with the AwakenSafely YouTube channel. I want to thank you for joining me again today. And I've been away for a while. Did a little bit over the last year or so, but looking back at the time when I was extremely active on this channel in January of 2009 to what's going on today, there's been a real serious process of what I call the hot mess of evolution. And I want to talk briefly today and invite you back into conversation with me. I like to phrase this in a lot of cases as sort of the campfire chat. So this isn't a matter of me lecturing on some idea or other. This is a matter of us gathering together, interested conversationalists, fellow pilgrims, people who are experiencing life all over the planet, and comparing notes with each other, telling our own stories, and finding out where the commonalities, where the connections lie. So this, from my perspective, is an extremely relevant conversation to start again. And I want to talk about the hot mess of evolution and an organizing principle. From my perspective, everyone on the planet is experiencing a real serious time of, some would use the word awakening, others would say challenge, others would just call it a complete hot mess and chaos. And it really doesn't matter to me what we call this. I think the conversation is extremely valid and it's worth having. So again, thanks for coming back. And just some history. So in 2009, January 2009, I had just come through a period of time and I just started posting on this channel as I was coming through the dissolution of life as I knew it, the melting down, the breaking down of the old ways I had been living my life. And I shared a lot of that with you. We talked a lot about the financial world, about politics, about all sorts of stuff. And so I'm back now, having experienced a lot of evolution, a lot of progress, and I really went into sort of a cave where I examined my own motivations, my own processes of life, and what I was about. And from that has emerged what I consider to be a organizing principle. And it's by no accident, I think, that I named the channel AwakenSafely when I first started it out. Now, when I first started, I really felt like the world as we knew it was coming to an end, and a lot of that had to do with my own experience of chaos that I was going through with a business that was falling apart and all sorts of stuff in my personal life that really I couldn't understand at the time. And I came through that. I relocated to a different part of the country, found a new job, found a way to keep paying the bills and feed my family and all that stuff. And during that period of time, in a much simpler lifestyle, much quieter, I carved space in my life. I found time to really wake up and read and do a lot of psychological, spiritual type work, internal work, take the inner journey, if you will. I did a lot of reading, from Erich Fromm to Maslow and the old mystics and fun people like Robert Anton Wilson, who wrote Prometheus Rising, and the guy who wrote Daniel Gilbert, who wrote Stumbling on Happiness. I really did a lot of deep searching on what is it about being a human being here at this time in history that is so unique. What are we going through as people? Does it have to do with the government? Does it have to do with the financial systems? Does it have to do with these vast powers that are controlling the world? Where do we go from here was the real question. Do we need to just go back 200 years and live simply on farms and try to figure things out that way? What do we do? What do we do? And so that's what I'm here now to bring to you is some of the conversations, some of the thoughts that I've had and the development of what I call the organizing principle. And from my perspective, we are in a period of time where it's no longer the greatest challenge to go out and conquer the physical world, conquer earth, sky, sea, space, and all that stuff. We've largely done that as a race. Not to say there aren't plenty of other ways we can continue exploring, certainly, but from my perspective, the old systems, the old governments, the old financial paradigms, the way business has been done, which runs way back pre-feudal times, we've developed all this time, and frankly, we've hit a point in human progress where a lot of those old answers are no longer valid. And so we're asking ourselves to come up with new, more valid ways of living, more valid ways of being. And so that's what I intend to talk about a lot more on the Awaken Safely channel, is the unique, rich experience of being human, the collaborative process of working together as a globe, working together as people, as human beings. And so I'm not really probably going to talk a lot about the chaos that exists out there. We're not going to ignore that, but that's really not, I don't find a lot of value now in hashing over the news, as distressing as some of that might be, or talking about the political solutions or whatever. I feel like right now we've entered a period of time where human beings, we're asking ourselves to wake up to who we really are. And this is not a channel that's devoted to dogma of any kind. It's not devoted to politics. It's not devoted to any kind of religion specifically. I find a lot of value in examining the connections, looking back into our history, and appreciating the progress, appreciating where the threads take us, and looking where everything is connected, and then saying, okay, so now that we can see where the connections are, how do we make that relevant in a world which is accelerating and moving more rapidly than ever before? So thanks again for joining me. I'm really looking forward to the conversation again. And I do invite you, if you haven't done so, to subscribe. I invite you to comment, challenge, discuss, and really help me as we develop together. From my perspective, we don't need gurus, we don't need kings anymore. We need individuals who are fully alive, fully awake, and fully self-actualized. So I look forward to that conversation with you. Thank you very much for rejoining me here, and we'll look forward to talking with you soon.